I've already made a video on a good world, how we can think good thoughts about our world, and giving you the suggestion and ideas and concepts that you can play around with yourself and adapt to suit yourself, but giving you the general direction to think that this is a good world, and deciding to make a whole series of good thoughts on different topics. And a big one that causes a lot of worry for people, that a lot of anxiety, is the future. What's going to happen in the future, and people thinking it's going to be bad. And with the Science of the Mind training, I'm saying, yeah, there will be bad things that happen in the mix. This is real life, this is the real world. But I'm giving you the idea, I'm giving you the thought that there's good things coming in the future, and the future's going to be good. And how can we do this? Every morning we start off, and I've talked about in a video recently about how I started off my day recently, one day, and the thought came up from the book, the Heraclitus quote, "Every day a new birth." Well, after that, I think one of the following days, the thought occurred to me as I woke up, the good thought occurred to me, gratitude, which is a word I've made up, and I got a presentation about that on the blog. Gratitude, that it's about having a great attitude filled with gratitude, finding the good things, and you're going to make a good day. And I was thinking gratitude, and it helped me put a good attitude and a good energy in at the beginning of my day. And I think it was this morning actually, I woke up with the thought giving, and it made me feel really energized. And I was thinking, if I get up now and I put energy into things, I can give more. And that means more happiness for me, more happiness for you, more happiness for everyone, because I've activated more of my potentials there. Thinking, I don't want to waste the time, I don't want to waste the day. It's fascinating for me to notice the change in dynamics within myself through this training and this science. When I grew up, I used to wake up in the mornings and I'd be thinking, what's going to happen today? I can't face the day. I can't cope with it. I wouldn't want to face the day. I'd be thinking, what bad things are going to come? I can't handle this. It was really hard for me, and I lived a lot of my life, probably 34 years of my life, thinking thoughts like that when I'd wake up in the morning. And no wonder I found it hard to get out of bed. No wonder I felt what they call depressed, in our current mental health systems. No wonder I felt anxious, thinking bad thoughts about the day. And I'm not saying that that's not understandable. It was based on my reality back then, but we can change it. We can take control and take power in our reality. And I'm giving you suggestions for thinking about the future in good ways, thinking there's going to be good things today, I'm going to make it a good day, and thinking about how can I give today, what bit more can I give, and getting into visualizing ourselves being generous, being good, and doing good things and feeling good as a result. And doing this on a daily basis, it's creating a good future in the short term. And what about our future in the long term? I talk about this in the blog and in the book a lot, talking about the future not just for ourselves but for all of humanity, thinking that we've improved things so much. And you talk about many examples. Just yesterday, I think I was looking at a charity, a letter from a charity that was saying that there was a form of cancer. I think it was saying it was leukemia, that it used to be 0% cure rate, but now through research and advancements in treatments, there's 90% cure rate on that. I think that's what it was. And looking at things like that, just seeing how much progress we're making, keeping our eyes on the improvements that we're making. With this training, we're continually focusing on the good things we're doing, improving it bit by bit. We don't look at the bad stuff. We overlook that. and we focus, we find the good things, we focus on that, we make a big deal out of that, and we feed upon that. Because feeding upon our successes, looking at the improvements and the good things, gives us more hope for the future. That, hey, what am I gonna try to improve today? That room's been a bit messy, it's been a bit messy for years, I'm gonna make a start. Even the smallest little start helps, and we feel that progress, that achievement out of that, and we feel good. And it is a good thing, it's a healthy thing. We're cleaning up things and clearing up the messes that have been in our minds and in our lives. We gradually clear up our house and clean up our house and garden and get functional, get healthy. This is a beautiful, fulfilling, satisfying feeling to do this. It feels healthy because it is healthy, and we can all do little good things. Thinking about a good future like that inspires us, energizes us, motivates us to take control and forget about what happens in the rest of life. A lot of life we can't control. Letting go of control of that, but taking control of what we can control, which is, can I train myself to be more giving? Can I become a more giving person? Can I be a happier person? What are the good things that I can do today that I can prioritize and make important? And for our collective whole, I've been talking about in the book that I believe that these sorts of ideas and psychologies and technologies for the mind can spread and become mainstream. Ideally, I'd like this science to be taught and become a part of mainstream education, the science of the mind, that it's a part of the schooling systems, or there's even schools that are dedicated to training this. The most important education I've ever had, I've ever found, the science of the mind, what creates happiness, what makes health, what makes harmony with people, what makes this a more heavenly world and us a more heavenly person. This science is something we can all study, so we just focus on studying it bit by bit and making it better, and we'll always progress as long as we keep our eyes on the prize. And thinking of a good future for humanity where people have evolved and have become giving and sharing, and they just do the right thing. I was talking to a good friend that we wouldn't even need money then if people just did good things. Money's only needed as a motivator to motivate us to do good things at the moment because of the mainstream psychologies at the moment. But imagine a future, I don't know how long that could take, but imagine a future where human beings have evolved and they're so understanding and they're so loving and giving. Maybe it's going to happen in 5,000 years or 10,000 years or 50,000 years, or could happen in 500 years, who knows. But there's good futures lying ahead for all of us as a collective whole, and there's a good future lying ahead for you because you're watching this video and you're creating that through thinking these good thoughts. And when you go out and speak good words and do good things based on these ideas, you create a good future. Well done.